Hey guys, this is Keith with KJ Aquatics. I see I already have a few people here, which is great. Um, Thanks to you guys for joining. Today, like in the description that I wrote, I have a box right here that I just picked up from the airport earlier today. And is just going with our MO. I'm just gonna unbox it and show you guys what I got. So I haven't looked at it yet, so I didn't get no sneak peek. Just gonna go through real quick. I see Mr. Frank's here, Chevy, Sandy. Thanks for joining. I got a whole 3 people, but that's great. I got Matt, Liquid Zoo, to put it up. What's up, John? I got Matt to put it up on the calendar, so maybe a few other people show up. Again, I'm early. I'm usually early. I had it scheduled for 1:25. I think it's like 1:15 right now. What's up, Clay? What's up, Greg? John? And if I don't say hi to you guys in the chat, don't get offended because I'm busy doing stuff and I might miss your name. So, but right now the chat, and usually my chats are small, but I can see everybody here now. Mr. James, what's happened, Jim? Roberto, what's up? I ain't seen you around in a while. Yeah, I thought you went on vacation or something. Andrew, how's it going? I said hi to you, Roberto. Man, you're so needy. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the box. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them. I'm not the smartest in the world, but I'll try to tell you my version of the answer. So, anyways, let's get to this. And again, I didn't sneak peek this one yet. I do got to ship some stuff out of this box when we're done here. So, just got to make sure I end the stream so I have enough time to box it and send it to the UPS man. But anyways, let's get in there. It's not a huge order. We got Labor Day coming up this weekend. If you guys want, I will tell you this. If you want plants to go out this week, please do me a favor. Put your order in tonight, and then I could ship it tomorrow. We're not shipping any live goods this Saturday coming up for 2 reasons. I'm going to be out of town at Wingfest in Buffalo, and then the next reason is Monday is Labor Day, so it's a holiday. What's up, Zen? So, again, if you want any live goods, make sure the order goes in today, and then I'll process it and ship it out tomorrow. So there'll be plenty of time, whether it either goes priority mail or UPS. All right. We ship priority mail and UPS ground with plants and dry goods, depending on how far you guys are from me. If you're within region, I try to use UPS when possible because the service, in my opinion, is much better than the post office. But what's up, Dromy? Anyways, first plant. I got a bunch of these in last week, and my buddy Andy out in Chicago bought most of them, so I had to restock. This is Bacopa minera, also known as Moneywort. Pretty common in the hobby. Relatively easy stem plant. So Bacopa minera, you can grow this indoors or out. It does quite well in a tub or a pond outdoors also. So, and you can grow it floating, or you can grow it, planted in the substrate. So it's pretty versatile that way. Bacopa minera, also known as Moneywort. All right, next up is my favorite sword plant. This is the red Reuben sword. We had a couple in stock. It's not always available. This is a very popular sword, and it's my favorite for the simple fact. Let me shake it out. Try to show you a little bit more. But anyways, it's my favorite because personally, I've had the best luck with this sword as far as converting it from immersed to submerged form. And it looks, once it grows out, to me, aesthetically, it looks much better than your plain Jane Amazon sword. Doesn't get as tall as the Amazon, but when you get new leaves growing up from the rosette down here, they're going to be a reddish, brownish color. Look amazing. So, red Reuben swords, favorite sword for me personally. So, Monster Fish Gal, what's happening? And again, I'll just reiterate, what's up, Brianne? Sup. But if I miss any of you guys in saying hi in the chat, don't get offended. So, all right. Next up is Hornwort. Hornwort is, I breed fish, so Hornwort is one of my favorites for breeding fish. I do get a lot of people saying they don't like it because it sheds its needles. That's just something that you're going to have to deal with using Hornwort, but a simple, gravel vac sucks that up. But they grow fast under most conditions. It grows easy for me, and for most other people I know, it grows really easy. And with it being a fast growing plant, it's excellent at maintaining water quality. So it's good for using up excess nitrates in your water. So Hornwort. Next up, I got Brazilian Pennywort. Brazilian Pennywort is another easy plant for me. I grow it floating. Some people will plant this in the substrate or in a pot. Me personally, if I was to buy this as a consumer, I would just take this rubber band off right here, unravel it, spread it out on the top of the tank, and I'm done with it. That's how I personally would plant it. The leaves will fan out over the top of the tank, and you'll get this lily type leaf right here. So it's going to fan out, go over the surface of the water. This will also grow immersed. So when you have it growing on top of the tank, if you want to train some of the leaves to drape over the side of the tank, this will work. If you like that look, if you like the look of pothos and stuff, this is another one that you could train to grow immersed. And it smells absolutely wonderful. So Brazilian Pennywort. Next up is Aegeria Najas. This is the legal version of Anacris. The legal version here in the state of New York. That's where we reside. And there is another, if you watch my live streams before, there's another version, or there's another species of Anacris that's in the hobby. But in the state of New York, the other species is known as Elodia densa. That's a no-no in this state. Some other states, it's a no-no also, but I don't bring that in. I don't sell it. So this is Aegeria Najas. This is the narrow leaf Anacris. Grows similar. I just float this. It really won't root in the substrate. Here, I just float it. It's another good plant that's fast growing, and it's good for fry cover. So Aegeria Najas, also known as narrow leaf Anacris. So, what's up, Alishan? Will any of those pennyworts, I think you said pads, leaves stay below 2? Yeah, some, yeah, they will. but they're going to want to still shoot towards the surface then. But as they're growing, the leaves are going to shoot up. Yeah. So, all right. Next up is contortion valves. And these are actually decent sized ones. I usually get these in a lot smaller. But this is contortion valve. So this is very similar to corkscrew Valesanaria, but these get taller than corkscrew. I typically don't stock corkscrew. I can get it, but I typically don't stock it. I stock contortion, I stock Italian valve, and I stock jungle Valesanaria. When it's available, I stock jungle Valesanaria species red, just because I like it better than the traditional or the regular jungle valve, because the red, and I'll get into it because I should have some in the box according to the packing list. But anyways, I'll go back to this and not talk about jungle valve. This contortion Valesanaria, it grows probably 2+ feet eventually, but you get the spiral shape to the leaf, as you can see. Pretty nice looking Valesanaria. Valves in general are, for me, they're easy. Do not use any products like CChem XL, any glutaride products. I don't suggest you use them at all for anything, but that's another subject. But glutaride will damage Valesanaria, and I'll leave it at that. So, and CChem XL is a glut product. There's API makes one called CO2 Booster, which is a joke. But anyways, that's another subject. Next up is pots. You guys need planting pots? I got them, because I propagate a lot of my own plants, but I have these for sale on the website. For you, Brienne, in case you didn't know, we have a website, kgaquatics.com. So go check it out. All right. Let's get some of these out. All right. Next up is Cryptocurrencia green. And I'm going to pot these. So these are going to be potted. So they're listed on the website as potted. I ordered these as clumps. So there's several. You can see each one of these nodes is a separate plant. So there's several plants in a clump. But on the website, they'll be listed as Cryptocurrencia green. I haven't had these for a while. Very common, very popular. Don't know what else I can say about it. As far as Sandy, you sent me a picture earlier, asking me to try to identify a plant. I'm pretty sure it was the Cryptocurrencia, and I believe to me, according to from the picture, it looked like the green variant, which is what this is. So Cryptocurrencia green. Again, they'll be listed on the website as potted. Next up is another Crips species. And this is Cryptocurrencia pontidifolia. I really like this Crypt. It gets big. It gets a wide leaf similar to a sword plant. So, just looking. Will it, Daniel Soso, will it grow like that submerged? I'm not. The questions come in slow and there's a little lapse, so I'm not really sure what you're asking about. But Cryptocurrencia pontidifolia, again, this is a crypt, but it gets a wide leaf. To me, it looks more like a sword plant, but it's definitely a Cryptocurrencia. So Crypt pontidifolia. And if I say these names wrong, so what? Because I'm not a scientist, and I don't study Latin, and I don't study species scientific names, so I try my best. Ooh, these are nice. These are nice. I ordered these as large, but it looks like they sent me some that are like extra large. This is another crypt. And if you don't know, if you don't realize by now, I like Crips. Crips in general, and there's a lot of species that are cryptocorenes, but Crips in general are low to medium light and typically easy plants. But there's so many of them, and they've got several that look different than others. So there's like a large variety, and they're all low to medium type plants. They don't need CO2 injection. That being said, CO2 can help them grow faster, but you don't need it. All right. What's up, Mateo? Matthew, I don't think school started here in this area, at least not in my school district. So, yeah, next Wednesday here, Matt. All right, so back to the plants that I just said are really nice. This is Cryptocurrencia Valesanaria. So this is a taller growing crypt, but you get this really cool, like really textured leaf, and it's hard to tell on the video, but you'll get this textured leaf. So this bumpy looking ridges on the leaf looks really, really cool, and they grow tall. This is about as wide as the plant leaf will get. But grab a group of 4 or 5 or 6 of these, plant them in the corner or along the back of your tank, and they look absolutely amazing. So Cryptocurrencia Valesanaria, they're on the website. And next up is Java Fern. So this is a bread and butter plant throughout the whole entire hobby. This is just regular Java Fern that we get nice chunks of the rhizome here. This is a plant that you do not plant in the substrate. So you can attach this plant to rock, wood, or your plastic pirate ships, whatever you got in your tank. Just don't bury the rhizome. And when I say the rhizome, that's this part here. This part. This is the rhizome. If you plant this in the substrate, then it's going to rot and you're going to kill your plant. So it grows fine with no substrate at all. Just attach it to something in the tank. Rockwood or even your plastic mermaids. Whatever you got. That's a bunch of potted stuff. Like Christmas time. All right, next up is an Aponigeton, and these are bovinianus, Aponigeton bovinianus. I have some of these in stock already. Don't make any sense, Stormy. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat, not following it. Good old days when school. Oh, sorry. Anyways. Just reading the chat. Back to the plants. You guys chat, and I'll chatter here, talking smack. But Aponigeton Aponigeton bovinianus. This plant will get like really, really big. In order to see what it really, really looks like, just do a simple web search. Plant looks beautiful, grows pretty fast. So don't be discouraged by the small size. I don't buy them large. I usually buy them just as a bulb, and I wait till they sprout, and then that's how I usually sell them. But they didn't have any sprout. They didn't have any bulbs. They just had small plants, and that's how these are. On the website. So I actually got 6 or 7 here. So get them while you can. This plant is not propagated in the United States, so it's not really grown in the nurseries in the United States. Most Aponigetons that I know of, and your different calamus stratums, are always imported. So it's starting to get a little bit better. For the longest time, it was really hard to get because of all the supply issues and stuff, and with COVID and all that other BS. But we're starting to get them more. These come in usually imported from Africa. Anyways, that's a Ponegetin bovinianus. Look it up online. It's absolutely beautiful. So, all right. Next up is Sagittaria broadleaf. So this is the wide leaf Sagittarius. So this is not dwarf Sagittaria. The scientific name for this is like I think it's Sagittaria chiliensis. Alishan probably knows, but this is one plant that actually grows. Brienne, Sandy. This plant grows. It's endemic to the Northeast. So up in the Adirondacks, the lakes up in the Adirondacks, you could find this. So if you want to go looking around, I'm just letting you know. If you want to go looking around in the shallows of the different lakes up around the Adirondacks, you could probably find this plant. So broadleaf Sagittaria. I went camping back in June and was just fishing along the shore. And I ended up putting my fishing pole down. And I was just picking plants. And my son was asking me, "What are you doing?" I was like, "There's money under my feet." So I picked probably about a dozen of these. And then I brought them back from the camp trip. And I put them out in my ponds. But the ones I'm selling, I actually buy them too. So anyways. Next up, Cryptocurrencia lutea. So another crypt. Lutea is beautiful green crypt. A lot of them are green, but this has a little bit other color variant versus just the green wenti. So this is Crypt lutea. Has a little bit bigger leaf. Very beautiful crypt. Crypt lutea. Next up is dwarf water onions. Dwarf water onions. I forget the scientific name. I have it on the website. In case you didn't know, I do have a website, kjaquatics.com. It's kind of a joke, but just for Brienne, just in case you didn't know, we have a website. But hey, Susan, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Alishan, Crips are, I love Crips just because of the variety and the different leaf textures with Cryptocurrencia. I absolutely love Crips. It's not my favorite plant. My favorite plant in the hobby is Crinum calamastratum, but my favorite species of plant, like in general, is Cryptocurrencia. So, all right, this is dwarf water onion, and it gets its name because of the bulb right here. Just to let you know, if you guys buy these, don't buy just one. All right, and I'm not saying that to try to get you to spend more money, but just one plant, unless you have a tiny little bowl, one plant is not gonna give it a good look. So buy several of them. But when you plant this, and this will grow in sand, pea gravel, or your fancy substrates like fluval stratum, if you want to spend the money on that, that's all up to you. But when you plant these, just plant just the roots and just the base of the bulb. So maybe a 1/4 inch of the bulb. That's all you have to plant. If you bury the bulb too deep, it might rot and the plant might die. But so just plant it about a 1/4 inch of the bulb plus the roots. I suggest you get a good pair of tweezers to help you plant some of these plants. We have them on the website. I might be sold out of tweezers though. I gotta look because I sold some over the weekend, so I gotta check inventory. But if you don't get them from me, don't get them from Amazon. I friggin' hate Amazon. but you could use your small pair of tweezers, you know, that you have in the medicine cabinet too. So, anyways, yeah, Zen, Kratom calamostratum is great. What's up, Mel? Thanks for joining. And Brianne, just in case you didn't know, we do have a website, kjeaquatics.com. And in case some of you guys, I mean, I recognize most of you guys' names right here. So, and then I appreciate the support and the business you guys give me. But if there's anybody here in chat that has not been to the website, we are much more than plants. So I have fish food, I have water conditioners, I have, anyways, go to the website, kjeaquatics.com. We got all your needs. My freaking glasses are fogging up. But before I throw these in the tank, dwarf water onions, check them out on the website, and you'll see that they flower. And that picture of the flower from that plant is one that I actually took. So it definitely will flower. It looks very nice. Daniel Velez had a question for me. What's the question, Daniel? I don't even see Daniel. Anyways, by the way, Daniel, thanks for joining. All right. Do you ever get any or can order Crips spiralis tiger? Cryptocurrencia? Daniel, I could definitely get Hygrophila pinifida. I can get that. No problem. I can get it next plant order. The spiralis tiger, that's a negative for right now. My one main supplier never has it, never seen it on the list. And the Cryptocurrencia, the same thing. But the Hygrophila pinifida, that's an easy plant for me to get. Now, to let you know, that's not an easy plant for anybody to grow. So if you're successful at growing it, I would love hearing your tips on the pinifida. But I get it. It's a plant that typically needs CO2. So just to let you know, it's a beautiful plant, and I've gotten it in the past. But the Hygrophila is it's on the more difficult side to grow. Just to let you know. Oh yeah, Susan, the dwarf water onions they're amazing. So Daniel, feel free to message me on Facebook. And for all you guys, if you have questions, because once this live stream's over, I lose the chat for several days and I don't get to see all the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, or a lot of you guys know me on Facebook, so you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/KJEAquatics. And you can message me there, or if you can message me to my personal account. And I try to answer questions. I get back to you like pretty darn quick. So, but Facebook is the best place to message me. But if you don't use Facebook, and I totally understand that Facebook is toxic, I really don't like it, but I use it for business. But if you have a question, comment below and I will answer you, or you could email me at kjeaquatics@gmail.com. So, what's up, Only Oscars? So, yeah, email me or message me is the best way. Because the comments, again, the comments are lost on the live stream. As soon as I end this live stream, they're gone. So, anyways, next up is a bag of celery. Now, these are, and I was talking just a little while ago about jungle Valesanaria species red, and that's what these are. This is my favorite. Between the two jungle Valesanaria that I can get, the jungle Valesanaria species red is my favorite. And it's not that it gets red. It gets a reddish hue under high light. So if you buy this from me and you see it's green, and you question me why it's not red, it's because it really doesn't get red. It'll get a reddish hue under highlight, but it doesn't need highlight to grow and prosper. So anyways, jungle Valesanaria species red, really nice jungle val. This gets wider than the regular jungle val. And between the two, when it's available, the species red is actually harder to get. It costs more too, but I like it better, and I'm limited on room. So between the two, when the species red is available, that's what I stock. But sometimes it's scarce, and then I'll stock the other one. All right, next up is. This is Tiger Lotus bulbs, and I won't sell these just as a bulb. I'll sell these once they start to sprout, but I buy these as these little doodoo balls. And these little doodoo balls will turn into a big, beautiful Tiger Lotus. Not always red. Tiger Lotus can be green. It could be marbled. But this plant, or this bulb, will be a Tiger Lotus. So if you go to our website, it doesn't say red Tiger Lotus. It just says Tiger Lotus. So when you order them, you're going to get a Tiger Lotus. Most of them, the majority of them are red, and I'm just pulling one out of a tank. And you're not going to, the video is not going to do it any justice, but you'll get this red color. And with really good light, that the reds will also intensify. But you don't need high light for this to get a nice color at all. This is a low-tech plant. This is one of the few low-tech plants that are actually red, if you get the red variant. But this is how I buy them. This is not how I sell them. So I sell them as a sprouted bulb, small, medium, and large. So I'll put these in the tank. Once they sprout, then I'll update the inventory. And actually, there's one. If you can see this one right here, see this little, that's a sprout right there. I want to call it something different, but I have to be clean here. So this little tip right there is a sprout. So actually that would be a sprouted bulb. But the reason I don't sell them just as a bulb, because I don't want you guys getting a plant or getting a bulb and it never grows, and then you say Keith sold me something that was garbage. I try not to do that to people. So I take all the risk, which it's about 80% of them grow. So there's that 20%. I don't want to ship you one that's in that 20% range that never grows. So anyways, if you want like a whole bunch of just bulbs, message me and I can cut you a deal on that. But again, you got to remember that they're not always going to grow. So Keith has a website and he also has Facebook, Matt. Yeah. Let him know, Brianne. People don't know that. I'm just scrolling the chat right here because I'm actually using my phone. So, all right. Back before I get to this, let me see what else is in here. Oh, pretty excited about this, and this is kind of nerdy. But with most of us being fish people, we're nerds. But anyways, and these aren't for sale. This is just something for KJE. But again, I told you I pot a lot of plants. My hands are all wet, and I got peat from those tiger lotus bulbs, so I got a little doo-doo on my hands. But anyways, I told you I grow a lot of plants too, so that's why I get the plants, I get the rock wool. I'll also sell that also. But anyways, I asked my nursery, since I propagate some of my own plants and repot some of my own plants, I asked them if they had the cool professional looking tags. And they don't sell these, but I have a good working relationship with the nursery the one main nursery that I deal with. I deal with a couple other ones, but I have one main go-to that I started out as. I'm still tiny, small business, very small. But when I first got into selling plants, they told me, Keith, if you make a minimum order, we'll deal with you. And when I first got into the business, I had to scrape pennies just to make a minimum order, and it wasn't much. It was $50 minimum order plus shipping. But now I still don't make massive orders just because I don't have tank space. But they're great to deal with, great people. But anyways, I'm rambling. Sorry about that. They agreed to share some of the tags with me of some common plants that I grow and propagate myself, which is mainly Cryptocurrencia. So I got Valesanaria here, I got Wentai, red Wentai, Lucens. So I don't know, I'm just nerding out because these are cool, and it'll help make some of my potted plants that I pot myself look a little bit more professional. So all right. Anyways, so yeah, next up is banana plants. Alishan, these been around for a long, long time. Alishan's been in the hobby a long time, if you guys don't know. So have I, but Alishan got me beat. But as a little kid, when I first got into the hobby, there was only a few plants that I ever seen in the local fish store. And banana plants was always one of them. And the other one was Anubis, whether it be Aegeria Najas or Alodia densa. Probably more likely Alodia densa, and Hornwort. So there was mainly 3 plants when I was a little bitty kid: banana plants, Hornwort, and Anubis. That was the only 3 that I could remember seeing when I was a little bitty kid. So these are kind of nostalgic. Look really cool. Don't need any substrate, but they will once they get settled and they become happy, they'll grow some like root anchors off of the banana base right here, and that's where they get their name, because it looks like a bunch of bananas. And they grow a lily type leaf. These will grow tall, and they may grow up to the surface. See, Alishan said the banana plant's been around since the 60s. Again, I'm not aging myself too much, but Alishan got me beat. So, banana plants. All right. Oh, this is another plant. I got these last week, and they sold out really quick. So, and I used to get them a long time ago, but last week was the first time I got them in a while, and they weren't initially on the website, but they are on the website now. And in case Brian didn't know, we do have a website, kjeaquatics.com. But this is Vesuvius sword. This is a sword plant. It looks kind of like Valesanaria, but you can see it has a rosette, and that's how it grows. So this is Vesuvius sword. Look these up on the web. They'll get much taller than this, and as they grow, they'll get kind of like corkscrew valve or contortion valve. They'll grow with like a spiral to the leaf. So Vesuvius sword, pretty cool. I might have forgot to update the inventory on the website of those, but I'll double check it when I'm done here. So I want banana plant. All right, Mel, we got them. Yeah, Chevy, they were they were not, banana plants weren't available from the wholesalers for a while. You're right, and now they're starting to come back. And right now, if you look at the price on the banana plant, they're a lot more than they used to be a year ago. I can tell you that, and that's not me trying to price gouge anybody. We just mark them up. We're a business, so we got to make money. But I'm not gouging anybody. I can promise you that. So if you see the price, take our price and compare it to anybody else, and you can see we're not playing games. So, anyways, another Valesanaria. This is Valesanaria spiralis, which is the common name is Italian Val. So let me see what Alishan wrote. Alishan says, are there any plants that you would recommend for a tank loaded with tannins? I use Sarah pelletized peat. Alishan, let me tell you something a little bit about Sarah's pelletized peat. It's good stuff. But we have some by Aquarium Monster. So yeah, I'm a salesman. Alishan, we got this. And a good friend of mine down in Yonkers imports and raises a bunch of pure wild discus. So Santorum Discus USA. He's a good customer of mine. He's a friend of mine. And then this is what he uses to condition his water for his wild discus. But this is by Aquarium Monster, which is the same company, parent company of Dr. Baslier. So anyways, that's my sales pitch. Thank you for bringing it up, Alishan, because people know that we have this. And I have a ton other botanicals, all kinds of botanicals. But anyways, back to your question. So for Blackwater, yeah, Blackwater, Valesanaria will grow fine. Most of your sword plants, all your sword plants will grow fine. If it's really, really dark, because they do cut down the lighting too. So you got to go with lower light plants. Anubias is going to be okay. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. A lot of your Crips should be okay. Just thinking what else that's like Sagittaria. So your Sagittarias, your Valesanarias, your Anubias, your Cryptocurrencia should all be good. So yeah, it's pretty good. But Aquarium Monster versus Sarah. Just saying. All right. Back to the plants. Italian Valesanaria. So, what more could I say about this plant? This plant grows about 2 foot tall. It grows straight. So, it's funny that its scientific name is Valesanaria spiralis when there's no spiral to the shape of the leaf. This plant is, I don't know if it's endemic, because I ain't that smart. Endemic means that it's not invasive. It grows there naturally. I know that, so that's the definition of that. So I ain't that stupid, but this is one of the plants that'll grow in Lake Tanganyika. So if you guys like tangs, cichlids, and you want to do a biotope type tank, Italian Valesanaria is one plant that grows, that commonly grows in Lake Tanganyika. So, anyways. And Matt said I have eight Vesuvius in stock. So I did update that. So thank you, Matt, for that. All right, I do have a few Anubias in there. Alishan says, yeah, any low light plants, Alishan, should be fine, unless you really get it like dark, and I doubt you do, because then you can't see your fish. But anyways, but Crips should be okay there too. Your ferns, Java ferns, Bobitis haloti. That's one plant that I have a hard time getting, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. Probably second or third behind Crinum calamastratum is Bobitis haloti. I used to get a lot of it through Tropica, and Tropica's been very disappointing to say the least, and I'll leave it at that. But anyways, back to the scheduled program. Another crypt, Cryptocurrencia lucens, and these will be on the website as potted because I bought these as clumps. You can see when I say clumps, that's minimum 5 plants right there. So I'll pot these, and they will be sold as Crypt lucens potted. I really like this. This is a good. It's similar to Crypt parva, but it grows a little bit taller than Crypt parva. And parva is, to me, it's too expensive for what it is. So I don't like to stock it, but I can order it. If you insist on Cryptocurrencia parva, look it up online. If you insist on you want some, I could order it for you. But as far as me stocking it, I usually don't stock it because I think it's overpriced for what it is. So in turn, I go with, because I try to give you good value, I go with Crypt lucens. It just doesn't stay as short as Crypt parva, but it has similar look. But this is a good foreground plant in bigger tanks. I wouldn't say it's a good foreground in a 5 or 10, but you could use it in a foreground in a 20 tall, depending on the look that you want to do. In a 55, it'll work because it's a low light plant. And 55s, if you listen to me before, I really hate 55-gallon tanks for plants, unless you're strictly low light or you have some really massive, high intense lighting. But for your general stock hoods and stuff, 55s, they kind of stink for plants. But anyways, this would be okay. All right. So Cryptocurrencia lucens, I have a bunch in stock. I really like them, and they should be a better seller in my opinion, but who knows? I like them. Next up is another Aponigeton. These are Aponigeton ovaceus. All right. If you ever had trouble growing plants and think you cannot grow plants, get a Aponigeton ovaceus, and you'll have an instant green thumb. This plant grows big, grows fast, very nice plant. The leaves are pretty delicate, so I wouldn't put it in any tanks with a lot of cichlids will destroy this plant. So I'll leave it at that. And there's certain cichlids that are fine with plants. Discus, obviously. Angelfish are great with plants. But there's many others, both old and new world, that are not very good with plants. So I think that is, what time are we at? We're at 48 minutes. Not bad. All right. This is a bunch of assorted potted stuff, so let's look together. Water Sprite. I bought these potted this time, thinking that because they're pretty delicate to handle in transit, so I bought them potted this time. So the price is a tiny bit more than what I used to sell them at. Just because when I buy potted plants, there's the increased cost of the pot and the rock wool and the tag. That's just cost that you really don't care about, but it makes the price of the plant go up. But anyways, Water Sprite. This is the Indian Fern version. So I've had the last few weeks, I've had several people asking me for Water Sprite. So I brought some in. I have some growing out in the ponds, but not a lot. So the thing about Water Sprite, it doesn't have to be potted. So It doesn't have to be potted or in a substrate. You could take this right out and you could float it. So water sprite's pretty versatile. It grows planted, or you go float it. All right. I talked earlier about my favorite plant, and I have a bunch in stock. I just added more because this plant's actually hard to get, and right now the nursery has an abundance of them. So every week I've been ordering a couple. I sell a couple. I actually been buying more than I've been selling. So that's your guys' fault, not mine. And that's a joke. But buy more of these. This is Crinum calamastratum. So you can see this. Crinum calamastratum. And you're probably seeing it the other way. But anyways, Crinum calamastratum. This is my absolutely favorite plant in the freshwater hobby. Suggestions for gravel only. Mel, every plant that I grow will grow in pea gravel. Or every plant that I stock will grow in gravel only. Because most of the tanks that I have that have substrate are pea gravel. I do have some with Eco Complete, and I don't suggest you waste your money on Eco Complete. But I did several years back on a few tanks, and to me, Eco Complete was a waste of money. I have a couple tanks with sand. I personally don't like sand, but a lot of people do. Also, you could use the black blasting sand, which is this right here. You can get this at Tractor Supply. I forget what it's made out of. Some of you guys could add something in the chat, but this is the black blasting sand, the Black Beauty that you can get at Tractor Supply. They use it for sandblasting, but it's very similar to sand. I personally don't like this either, but I have one tank with it that I tried. But plants will grow in this. It'll grow in sand also. But I personally like regular gravel, and some plant heads think I'm stupid for liking regular gravel. But if you use regular pea gravel, and it don't matter what color it is, but you can grow plants in your pink or aqua blue pea gravel, no problem. But you're gonna need to use fertilizer, in my opinion, and we sell that too. So Thrive fertilizers, depending on the plants, like sword plants, you're gonna need to fertilize in Crips. I suggest you fertilize with root capsules. So buy root capsules, put them into the substrate near the plant base. Other plants that, such as like Moneywort I showed earlier, Alodia, even like Tiger Lotus, they're going to draw their nutrients more from the water column. So liquid fertilizers. So yeah. Trying to read. I'm scrolling back up. Sorry. Keith, I was looking on the site. Do you know if you've got, the Zen. Zen, I am out of, I'm looking right now to see if I have one in the tank, because I'll have it right there or right there. But Madagascar Lace, no, the nursery's out of them. But I have another cool one. Look up on the website. It's Aponigeton Caperoni. I actually like this one. Look this up on the website. I didn't bring any in this week because they didn't have any, but I have two in stock already. That's just a dead leaf right here. But this is another bulb. It's another Aponigeton. This is Aponigeton Caperoni, if I say that right. I like this better than the Lace, personally. And what I like and what you like will be totally different. But I like the caparoni, and I think I might only have one. I'm looking in the tank now, but I definitely have one because I just showed it to you. So, um, anyways, the Aponigeton caparoni is pretty cool. But yeah, no, I don't have any Madagascar lace right now, which is another Aponigeton species. So as far as the Aponigetons I have the caparoni, I have the Bovinianus, which is another beautiful Aponigeton, and then I have the Aponigeton ovaceus, right? And Crinum calamastratum. Again, this going back to this is my absolutely favorite plant in the aquarium hobby. It gets big. It grows really slow, but it'll get big. And to me, you've probably heard me say this before, but it looks like an octopus. So some people, another common name for this plant is the water onion. Um, but to me, it doesn't look like an onion. It looks like an octopus. But there's another plant in the hobby that is called octopus. So maybe it got its name first. That's a pogostemon plant. But all right. Trying to see what else I got in here that's different. But yeah, other than, so I got the water sprite, and then I have just potted Anubias. And then I have these, I ordered these as assorted. And this one just, they have it tagged. So this is Congensis. They sent me a Hastifolia, but they're on the website as assorted. So if you message me on Facebook that you put an order in, you could shoot me a note. No guarantee though. So no promises. But if you shoot me a note saying, Keith, I put an order in for a potted assorted Anubias, do you have such and such a species? I'll scribble a note down when I fill the order. And if I have it, I'll definitely look to grab that specific species. But again, on the website, they are just listed as assorted. And I can tell you I got Congensis, I got Hastifolia. I believe this is Nanji, and one Fraseri. But anyways, that's it. Box is empty. So is I also killed Java Fern. Maybe the water company added something over the past 5 years. Java Ferns, I don't know. So I know you're not the only one, Alishan. I know other people that have a hard time with them. I actually know of a couple people that have a hard time with I don't. I'm trying to scroll. I know a couple people that have a hard time with Anubias, believe it or not. But you sell root capsules tabs? Oh yeah, definitely. I sell Thrive products. Thrive is the best fertilizers. Hold on. Alishan, if you didn't know, we had a website, but we have Thrive caps, right? I don't know how to turn this stupid thing off. Remove I'm back. You guys still there? Yeah. What the heck? Anyways, back to what I was telling you, Alishan. We have Thrive fertilizers. I have different formulas of this. So I have Thrive, I have Thrive S, Thrive C, and then I have Thrive Plus. All right. If you message me, or you could look on the website again, it'll tell you which formula might be best suited for your tank. But you're more than welcome to message me also on Facebook. So you're not gonna get service like that on Amazon. Our prices on Thrive, and they do sell this on Amazon because the manufacturer of this sells direct to Amazon. But we beat Amazon's price. So, and then we have Thrive capsules. All right, and you can bake your own. You've probably seen people say do it yourself with Osmocote. I really hate Osmocote because I'm not gonna sit and fill little gel caps. I got better things to do with my time. And then also Osmocote has these little yellow balls, and when you put them in the substrate and you disturb the substrate, which I do all the time with putting plants in and out of a tank, you get these little yellow balls floating all over your tank. But for the cost of what these are, there's 60 capsules in this bottle, so that's a lot. And then we retail these for a little over $15, so it's really not that much. Keith, is there a really tall plant or plant that would do well in a really low light tank with somewhat nibble? Goldfish will destroy most plants. So I say no. If you got goldfish, I don't keep goldfish. Goldfish, if you say they're nibbly, they're going to nibble on just about anything. So to answer your question, I don't have a suggestion. Maybe someone in chat does. You could try Valesanaria. So jungle vows, maybe. They grow tall. They do well in low to medium light. So, hey, Daniel, if you're gone, see you later. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, if you're saying no time for that, Alishan, from making your own root tabs, this again, these are $15 for 60. This jar will last you a while. I don't know how many tanks you got or how many you're fertilizing, but I'm going to use this like a 40-gallon breeder. I would say maybe 4 to 8, depending on the plant load of your tank, and the type of plants. But maybe 4 to 8, maybe 4 to 10 every 4 to 6 months is all you really need. And I'm just scrolling back up because I screwed up and I pushed something I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, I'm back, Susan. You were right, Frank. So if you guys didn't hear me, I actually was not saying bad words. I was just trying to figure out what the hell I did. I'm not real. This isn't my forte. KJ Aquatics is not trying to be YouTube famous. We use YouTube, and a lot of you guys probably heard me say this before. We use YouTube as a tool. We want to sell product and sell it to you guys as a good price. And we use YouTube as a tool to do unboxings. And it's a little bit different than, maybe some of the other retailers out there. Not discounting what they do, because I know some other retailers do unboxings also. But I know a lot of people that they like to shop on maybe Etsy or eBay or whatever. And you might not get this in one-on-one interaction is all I'm trying to say. So, Alishan, bringing all my dry goods to the clash. No. I am coming with if anybody wants to pre-order stuff, I'll post some stuff like in your club page and maybe the other club page or a couple other club pages over that way. If anybody wants to pre-order goods, I'll bring them down. But mainly KJE's coming to the Clash to promote Dr. Baslier. We'll be selling botanicals, so I'll have botanicals down there, a different variety of stuff. And if you check out our website, you can see we have a huge variety. So Dr. Baslier, botanicals, rapashi, legit fish foods, and the Agcore fish food line. So mainly foods, probably some Fritz Aquatic stuff also. So, but not a ton of stuff. So we're coming light. We're actually coming to promote KJE, not really looking to make a lot of money. So during the Clash, hopefully we're coming there to promote KJE and what we do and what we sell, and we get it on the backside. Hopefully that's the plan. Honestly, no lie, with us coming to the Clash, we're losing a lot of money. It's costing a lot of money for us to come down there, but that's part of business, right? You got to spend money, and hopefully you make money in return. So that's part of the game. So no, Jared, I do not ship plants to California. I grew up in California too, so I won't dog on that state too bad. But they're highly restrictive on what they want for me to retail plants in the state of California, and I choose not to comply with what California wants or pay for their permits. So yeah, no. Let me see. Yeah, Agcore. Alishan, I just started working with Agcore like not even a year ago, and I really like them. It's a local company. Agcore is right over in Rhode Island, so I say it's local because it's within driving distance for me. But the owner is a one-on-one type guy. He's personable. They farm their Agcore farms all their spirulina right there on site, and it's really impressive what they do. Michael Skurnick and I from Michael's Fish Room plan on going out there to do a video that Mike can shoot and then I can use. My video taking skills are terrible, so Mike's a good friend of mine, so he, it gives his channel content too. So we're looking to do that, and maybe this winter or early next year to go out to Agcore and shoot a video. My buddy Greg Jones, if you guys go on YouTube right now, Greg Jones did some videos with Agcore a couple years ago. So if you guys are interested in looking to see what Agcore is about, just search on YouTube, search Greg Jones and Agcore, and you should be able to find some links. But since Greg, that's why Mike and I want to do another video, because since Greg did those videos a few years ago, they've added product, changed some product, so we want to get an updated version. But anyways, really good stuff. Like I said, they farm their own spirulina out there, so it's the quality control on it is A+. A lot of the other food companies that use spirulina in their mix for their foods, they import that stuff from overseas. So is there a lot of quality control? Not always. If you know, some of the food manufacturers and stuff over the years have put stuff in dog food that killed dogs here in the United States. They've also put stuff in baby formulas years past that was not very healthy for your babies or anything like that. So hopefully they change their practices. But when you have the quality control right here in the United States on something, that just makes it 10 times better. So anyways, I'm a little bit over an hour. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I see 10 people dropped out, so that's okay. We were up to, I think, 27 or 28, which is pretty good for one of my streams, so I really appreciate that. But I got to get these plants wet, and I appreciate you guys hanging out and listening to me ramble. But with that, I am out of here. Peace, guys. Thanks.